Cowboys, you know, if they find something that works and has worked for 100 years, it's difficult to change their mind. A lot of it boils down to tradition. I've been lucky in the respect that I've been able to work for cowboys. I think I probably worked for the best that have lived in the last century. There's a perception that horses are all exactly the same, and that's not the case. Horses' backs vary like humans' feet and humans' hands. Oftentimes a cowboy might spend 10, 12, 14 hours in a saddle. So they have to fit a horse and fit the rider, plus have a considerable amount of strength and resilience to weather and other factors. I've been fortunate that I've had a few individuals that were really knowledgeable and really paid attention to fit both for human and horse, and I've been able to rely on them for suggestions. My friend Joe Beeler looked at my stamping a number of years ago, and his comment was that one of the things that made my stamping unique is the fact that something I did gave it life. I've always remembered that. When I lay out a design, that's one of my major objectives, is to try to give it depth and life. And I try to represent nature as close as you can on leather. Typically on a cowboy stamp job, I would use 6 or 8 flowers. If I need ideas, I might go through all the Hallmark cards I can find that have embossed flowers that I like, and I might come home with a half a dozen cards for a couple of bucks a piece and steal the flower off of them. Stamping is basically a series of circles, and you just need to learn to position flowers where when your scroll comes around, you close that circle up. The difficult thing about this is once you start, you have to complete it. It's not like a piece of silver or metals or wood. Your moisture content has got to be just right. One of the first things I do is the beveling. And what that amounts to is defining your design, any overlaps or your flower petals, one over the top of the other. Because it's designed for a cowboy, in order to make it last as long as possible, everything is stamped about as deep as you can stamp it in the leathers. What determines a lot of how your petals look and how they flow is the way you shade them. These lines actually turn towards the center to kind of make those petals look like they roll. Saddle making, as we've known it in the past from a cowboy standpoint, is not dead, but it's certainly not growing. One of the reasons that I tried early on to develop the artistic end of it is I personally think that at some point you're going to have to be something other than a simple saddle maker to survive in the trade.